Hey guys, welcome to Beyond the Mat. Today is going to be one of my favorite ever episodes. I have one of my really good friends with me today, Jess Hunt. You all know who Jess is. She is the founder of Refy, and she is just such a powerhouse, but also such a girl's girl. So this episode is going to be just kind of like a girl's catch up. We're going to talk about wellness routines, community, our support system, Jess's experience as a founder, any tips along the way, and yeah, we are going to get straight into it. So I hope you enjoy today's episode. Welcome, Jess.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. This is so much fun. So you are now here with me in Copenhagen for a few days, which is just the best.
I know. As soon as I got here yesterday, it's just brought me so much happiness being back here. I feel like it's just the most wholesome, loveliest vibe. I love it so much.
It's so your aesthetic.
It
Everywhere
is.
we go is just like Jess or Refy. It's the white and the
we
green.
should just say we went to the most aesthetic cafe this morning and didn't even realise, bumped into Bryony in this cafe, and it was just, we were literally the only ones there. It was beautiful. It was all like chrome and just gorgeous Refy vibes. I loved it so much.
If you guys come to Copenhagen, you have to go to the Row Bar. You know exactly what we mean. But we did some content, and we are actually I'll just give you guys a bit of a backstory and then we can go into it. So today we are filming. So as this launches, we would have just announced our challenge together, which
so
is so exciting. So for us, the reason we wanted to work with you is because we only ever want to work with genuine customers, and you are a member on the app.
Well, that's actually how we met. I was a customer before I was your friend.
Yes.
I had already signed myself up to the app. I'd started using it.
Oh my
God.
I
think I maybe messaged you just to say that I started using the app. Or maybe, I don't actually know how it came about.
Did you tag me or something and I freaked out?
Yeah, maybe. Because I was literally like a customer. I was so excited. I got recommended the app. And then this was maybe 3 years ago, which is absolutely insane. And then, I've been a user of the app all this time. I literally used it yesterday. I use it all the time. So it's honestly crazy to be here with you, to have this opportunity to create something so amazing for my community and for yours.
Well, I'm so excited, obviously, because it's just the best to work with your friends, but also because your community is so strong. Our community, I feel like, is so strong, and I just love to do this kind of together and like bring something that kind of just feels so us. Like me and you are messaging all day, every day, talking about like, oh, what are we going to do this month? Like wellness routines, keeping each other accountable. So it's kind of like we're bringing that to the app.
Definitely. And I think that's the thing with community. It's like, as you always say, like having your accountability partner is so important. I think it just truly brings people together, where it's beauty, lifestyle. I feel like everyone has that common interest, and I don't know, it's just like a fun thing to do with the people you love as well.
It's the best. Okay, so speaking of community, I think Refy and you have nailed your community side of things. How did that even come about? Because it's so natural, and I always think you can tell when a brand is naturally invested in the customer and the community, rather than it just being like a bit of a tick box. And you guys just smash it. And how did it all start? Tell me everything.
Absolutely. So Refy started back in November of 2020, and it basically just started out of the need of creating a product which would simplify your eyebrow routine. So we started there. We took 2 years actually, developing the brow sculpt, and I'm so glad we did, because that product to this day is still one of our best-selling products. It's what Refy is known for. It just brings so much innovation to the eyebrow category. Anyway, the reason that product was born, it was just out of the sheer need, as I said, to simplify my eyebrow routine. And that kind of set the tone for the brand. Once we launched back in November of 2020, people really loved the product. They were super excited about it. And it just made me realise that there are so many other issues in my personal makeup bag that I needed to simplify. So that's kind of where the brand began, just out of a need to make things so much easier for myself. So it would literally take me 5 minutes to do my makeup, and the products would do all the hard work for me, so I could spend more time doing the things that I loved, essentially. So that's kind of where the brand, I guess, mission began, to simplify beauty. And obviously we completely went through my entire makeup routine and tried to simplify every single element as much as possible. And it wasn't, I would say, until around a year into the brand where it really started to take off, and of course our community was just building and building. And as we started in November of 2020, it was a time where we were very much online. We never really got to spend much time in person, so the moment that we could, that was the first thing that we wanted to do. And honestly, having that moment, well, there was one moment in particular where we put on a Refy pop-up event, and honestly I had no expectations, just because, well, we weren't even going to sell product. It was just a moment for our community to come by. You actually taught Pilates at it. It was the Pilates studio.
Your townhouse.
The townhouse.
Thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you know
that
exactly what I'm talking about.
I didn't realise that was your first one.
So we had done, I think, like one
that
prior
feels
to that.
Like ages ago.
Yeah, we had done one prior to that, but it almost was just like, we didn't really
practice.
know what we were doing. Like, we were very much like new to the space, and a lot of people came, but it was over the course of like a few days. And yeah, it was really, really good. But essentially this Pilates studio that you of course were part of, it was just, as I said, we weren't selling product. It was just a place for people to maybe come and have a class with you, get a coffee and matcha, a lip gloss. I know. And honestly, the day it actually launched to our community, I had meetings booked in that day because I had like a busy day. I had no expectations. I just thought people might just like come by if they've got time after work, like who knows, sort of thing. Anyway, I decided to pop in to the pop-up before it began, just to see the team, check everyone was like ready to go. And the pop-up hadn't even opened yet, and I had got dropped at the corner of the street. So when I went around the corner, I would then see the pop-up. So as I walked around, I could just see this queue of hundreds and hundreds of people. And I literally was just stood on the street corner in the middle of London, and I was just crying. And I think I was just so overwhelmed by, obviously, the amount of people that were stood in front of me, but just, I don't know, it was the craziest experience. And I think that is the moment where I just could not believe that every single person had made the effort to come and support Refy and take time out of their day and what they were doing to show us so much love and support. And from that moment on, it just truly made me realise that community is everything. Like, Refy is nothing without its community. There'll be no purpose for the brand. There'll be no reason for us to have a brand. Everything we do is literally for them. So, long story, sorry.
No, I love this, and also it's taking me back because it also, this is so full circle.
It is.
The fact that you did this, it was quite wellness. It was kind of a wellness pop-up.
That was the whole point. As I said, it wasn't to sell a product. It was just to meet our community. I think it was just before summers. We wanted everyone to like feel good, like get out in the morning, do some Pilates, get a coffee and matcha. That was the whole point. And I think having seen all those people and having that chance to connect with the community and speak with them as well, it sparked so many ideas. And I think the thing is, now at the very beginning, it was all about simplifying my makeup bag and my routine. But now it's nothing to do with me. It's literally like, okay, what do you guys want to see? How can we simplify your routines? And honestly, whether it's in the DMs, in our group chat, or on comments on social, or just actually in real life speaking to the community, asking them what they want to see, that is what truly influences everything that we do as a brand now. And we're even as black and white as thinking, okay, we've got a lip launching, do we want it in pink or do we want it in red? And we'll literally just be like, let's just send an email to them now. So we'll just send out an email and we'll know straight away. And then, because as I say, the whole brand is for them. So everything we do is for them.
And I think what makes there's so many things that make Refy special, but what you have created, and it's funny because you are saying what you're saying is right, that you're doing it for the community, but it is just so you. Like, everything you do is so you. It's so effortless, it's so inclusive, it is simplifying things. And I think what's really cool about Refy is there's not very many brands where you feel like, if you had, like, for example, if you ran out of your makeup or your luggage went missing, like, you could go to Refy and know that you would just nail your makeup, you know? And good. Like, most other brands are like, oh, I like this thing from that one, or this bronzer, or whatever, and you have to do a whole thing. It's so nice. And also, how neat in your makeup bag to have.
It's just so aesthetically pleasing to even look at. And I even have that moment. I got ready this morning, and as I was getting ready, I was just like, okay, another Refy product, and truly my full face is Refy. And it's just so surreal to me, the fact that I can create this look every single day, literally in about 10-15 minutes, with products that were designed to simplify your routine. And I'm just so glad that you feel that way about the brand as well.
But everyone does, and that's the power of the community, because people become so obsessed with these products because they're like, oh my God, they work. And also like looking at you now, you look flawless, but you also look like you've not got very much makeup on at all. Do you know what I mean? And that is the thing that you've nailed.
Thank you. I feel like it's just down, of course, to my incredible product team as well. The technology we have in our formulas and the innovation they bring into the formulas is honestly what is so game changing. And whether it's how it's applied or whether it's how the product is, I don't know, the formula itself, that is what makes the product stand out, in my opinion.
But I'm obsessed with watching your TikToks of how you do it. Like I constantly, if I have a photo shoot, I message you, because on a photo shoot you want to look just fresh, natural, like you
want to look like yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Your
and
most
I'm like,
confident
okay,
self.
Jess, talk me through step by step what I need to do. And you're like, okay, do this, no foundation, do this and do this and do this. I'm like, okay, you should have like a little bit of freckles and bushy brows, and you just it's amazing. Can we talk about your top 3 products at Refy?
Okay, hard one. Top 3, I think first would have to be the face primer. I love this product so much. I always say it, but even if I'm not going to wear makeup, exactly, it has like a roller end, so you're able to get in and really depuff the face, also prime the skin. It's super hydrating, and even if I'm not going to wear makeup, I'll use this product just because I feel like it gives so much life to the skin and it just makes you look well. I love that one. Another one would be probably the brow sculpt. Like that is literally my baby, like the world first, and I'm just so proud of that. And we actually reformed that product this year based off community feedback, because they felt like they wanted a better formula that was easier to work with. So we've been able to achieve that, and the formula now, I didn't think it could get better, but it's honestly incredible and I love it so much. And it's just so great for obviously giving that really nice sculpted finish or more of like a fluffier brow. It's just really versatile. And then final one, probably the lip gloss. I just think it's so beautiful. It's so glossy.
What shade?
Do you know what? I actually went back to clear the other day. I know that's a bit boring, but honestly, the level of high shine that gloss has is insane, and it's not sticky. It's just like smooth on the lip. I love it so much, and it's super hydrating.
I love rosewood as well.
Yes, really nice.
Good. What 3 products that aren't Refy do you love? It could be skincare, beauty. Like, what are your...
Yes, 3 products that... Okay, I actually really love the Way shampoo and conditioner. There's what's the name of it? I want to say it's the detox one.
Okay,
I really like that one.
So clean.
Definitely, and I just feel like that is, I use that maybe once a week, and I just feel like I give my hair like a really good clean, and I feel like I always get like a really nice, smooth, soft finish to the hair. Love that product. The shampoo and conditioner. I also love... Sorry, I'm just trying to think.
No, I'm so interested in what you're going to say, because I'm obviously going to order straight away.
Yeah, this is the thing about community. Whatever. This is the thing though, because if you tell me you need this, you're going to love this, of course I'm going to do it. And that's why community is so powerful.
Yeah, it is true. Especially with women. I know it's a stereotype, but like, we go all in. We just exaggerate. I can't imagine Casper ever being like, oh my God. You need this one thing.
You have to try this.
I'm like, no, Jess. What? You haven't tried? What?
I don't know though. I feel like boys do get influenced by each other.
Yeah,
but I feel like they're more cool, calm way.
More reserved.
Definitely. Like, oh my God. It's the same with your app. I feel like as soon as, obviously, I'm going to talk about it all the time, but I started using it, I think it was the sheer level of how like accessible and easy it was to do. Like there's no excuses, like it can be done anytime, anywhere. That's what I always say to people, like it's something that you can do, as I said, anytime, anywhere, any amount of time, and it's just the easiest thing. And I feel like that is obviously something that I would recommend all the time. I don't know if I can say that's a product, but
I love that.
I guess it's something.
But I think to go back to your product kind of journey, I think, and like also what I've tried to do is the best products come out of solving a problem.
100%.
So you're constantly now, the only new product you will bring out, there won't be like a vanity product that you bring out. Like, excuse the pun, they're all vanity products, but you know what I mean? Like, it won't be for your sake. It will be something that the customers have been like, oh my God, imagine if we had this or whatever.
Absolutely.
Whereas, and same for me, I'm trying to solve a problem that's you can work out from home and create incredible results.
Absolutely.
Rather than like rushing to the gym and cramming it in and stressing yourself out. So I think always like a a business tip I would say is always try and like remove yourself from the situation and actually like zoom out and be like, am I actually solving something, or is this just because I want to be like, you know, I don't know, an it girl, or doing what everyone else is doing, or trendy or whatever.
Like how is this going to add value?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's such a good one.
So okay, so let's move on to wellness tips, because we are like, anytime I'm back in London or when you're here, we're like, okay, walks, we want to do these things, like
you're my wellness friend.
Yeah,
you're good. Obviously we have fun times too, but wellness,
that's also the thing that I do love about you, is
we can balance.
We can drink the margaritas, but we can also drink the matcha and go on a walk
and get our steps in.
Exactly. So okay, so tell me about your kind of like wellness philosophy, because you've been through a bit of a journey with different like also your hormones and all of that, so let's go into that, because I think you've got great tips.
Absolutely. I feel like I've had to almost start at the beginning and in the best way, like relearn almost. So I would say around 2 to 3 years ago now, my hormones, I actually came off the contraceptive pill, and I feel like my hormones just went everywhere. Like I can't, I know a lot of people go through this, so it's really, really common. And obviously at the time it's a bit confusing because you're experiencing all these weird symptoms. I actually lost my period, and it was just like quite a confusing time. And I feel like an old me thought, okay, I'm going to go straight to the option of like a medical route and try and figure this out, and hopefully I can just have like a tablet or whatever it might be and we'll get back on track. And obviously I learned that there wasn't this magic tablet and that wasn't going to fix things. And I know in some cases that might be the case. There might be medication that can help people, and especially if your symptoms are bad. Yeah. But I think for me, I found it quickly that did not work, and I had to find a new route. So I think that was kind of the thing that really made me wake up to the fact that I need to put myself and wellness, nutrition, sleep, all of the basics as a priority in my life. And they were almost, for such a long time, were a second priority, which now feels insane because I wouldn't even do a day without my morning routine or having breakfast. Like, I know my team always laugh at me because all I talk about is protein, but I literally am just so strict with how I do things now, just because I know I'm going to get my best self. And it isn't even about doing the most and doing these big crazy workouts and eating on these like really strict diets. The thing that actually worked for me was just more, what's the right words?
Like simplifying it.
Yes, exactly.
Simplifying I feel like beauty, simplifying wellness.
No, truly. I feel like there's just so much noise though. And I think, especially when you're a bit confused about what direction to go with, you know what social media is like, you get hit with that algorithm of trying to fix your problem, but then you're getting like 30 people's opinions and 30 people's, well,
it's like, don't fast, make sure you eat when you fast, and make sure you eat as soon as you wake up, and then wake up at 5 a.m. and then make sure you're prioritizing sleep, and you're like I can't do it all. And I think as well with your body, like you just need to find, it sounds so much easier said than done, find what works for you, and then it's almost like the consistency piece, which is what is really going to make a difference. Anyway, the thing that I found that really worked for me in the end was definitely focusing on my nutrition and just eating more like whole foods. I don't even really think about calories or that kind of thing. Just trying to make sure I'm eating good food and I feel good, whatever makes me feel energized, essentially. Sleep, that's a huge one. I don't think I ever really prioritized my sleep, just sleeping better. Obviously, your body needs time to recharge. And then I think in terms of exercise, I always felt like, I think I was brought up in the era of, you need to go to the gym, you need to be there for 3 hours, you need to do this class, you need to do that. And I might be really wrong, but I've not seen one person that maybe has the figure that I was trying to get that was doing all of those things. I don't know why we had this myth of the fact that you needed to go and do this insane amount of exercise to achieve results. And I don't feel like I fell into that trap too much. I think I've always been quite balanced when it came to exercise. But the exercise that I was doing, I don't feel like it was working for me. I was doing like a lot of weights, and I was doing cardio, but mainly just on like gym machines, like not really getting outside just for a walk, which is the most simple thing that anyone can do and the best thing for you. So as you said, I feel like I just started to simplify, and that's actually when I found your app. I was going through all of these symptoms, and I'd spoke to a friend. I think I was actually at an event, a work event, and the person I was sat with had actually said to me, I'd asked them, I was like, are you going to go to the after party like after this event? And they were like, oh no, I'm going to
go home, like this is not really for me, I just want to get some sleep and I'm going to do my Pilates in the morning. And I was like,
ooh, my kind
I
of
was like,
girl.
oh, I quite like that. I was like, what Pilates are you doing? And then shall I come with you now? Yeah. Like, shall we go?
Want to have a sleep?
Yeah, exactly, I'll come with you. And then I was introduced to your app, and that's literally how it started. And I kind of just made it a priority of starting off small, of literally just doing maybe like 3 workouts a week on the app. And of course I can choose whatever time I wanted to do. So very often, if it literally, even on a shoot morning, it would just be like a 10-minute workout, because something is better than nothing, and it would just 100%. Give me that energy, make me feel good. And then I started noticing a difference, not only in my body, but just how I was feeling, just doing that more mindful exercise and just not putting as much pressure on myself and my body. I was just feeling so much stronger, so much, more well, essentially. And I was just seeing improvements across like all areas of my life for just taking a moment, reevaluating everything and slowing down. And I think that is what really helped to not only balance my hormones, but I think it was the consistency of it as well. Yeah. Not only just prioritizing all of these elements, but just being really consistent with like the workouts that I do with your app. And
even
it does
the
make
small
such
things.
Yeah.
Have, like as you said, the 10-minute whatever, or the
Definitely.
breakfast that you have. These all have such a compound effect.
Absolutely.
So you think in the moment like, oh, I'll just skip my breakfast or whatever. Like by the time you've gone through your whole week like that, or your month like that, they all have an effect on your sleep, on your hormones, on your energy level.
Definitely.
So I think it's like, really, we just did this community reset ritual last night, and I was like, it was so nice. And I was saying that every choice you make, big or small, is towards your well-being. And sometimes we're like, I am a big believer in like, we all have an off day. So I always say that one day, give yourself that day, and really like lean into it. Me and you constantly voice noting about having breakdowns. We do. Spirals. Spirals. And I think you're only human, having that day off, but don't have 2 days. Never skip 2 days, because that's when you drop off the habit, and that's when you maybe feel
so true.
You kind of like punish yourself and are hard on yourself. Whereas one day feels like actually productive sometimes, to just be like, okay, today's a reset day. And knowing that it's a productive thing to do. And exactly, because then you feel better about it in the day, rather than like torturing yourself. It's almost like we need to romanticize those days that we're just off. No, but it's even like, for me, I need to understand why. So it's like, what's the science behind it? So if I am on the spiral on my way down, messaging you, telling you I'm going through a breakdown, God knows what, I just know that... I just remembered something that I'll say it. You said about the notes? Yes. Oh my God. It gets me every time. Please. So speaking about spirals, me and Jess constantly I feel like we're there for each other in these moments, and we'll laugh at each other and be like, no, stop. So one time I was having like a real down moment, and I texted, I know you were having a spiral. It was me. I don't even know what about. And I was like, well, if this makes you feel better. And I screenshotted this entry that I had written like 2 days before in my notes, and it was like, it was dark. It was like, I don't know what it was. It was something along those... being like, I'm a bad friend, a bad girlfriend. I can't do anything right. I'm a bad Pilates. It was like I'm a bad Pilates teacher. I know. And then we were just like crying, laughing. Because this is what I'm trying to say. It's like the science behind it, because that's ridiculous. Like even as you're typing it, like it's ridiculous. And it's irrational, and also that it's just a day, but in the moment, exactly. Oh my God, it feels like it's heavy. 20 days, but. Especially like pregnancy has hit me by a storm. I mean, it's really, wow, the hormones. I think you're doing up and down. Yeah, I think you're doing great. But like I say, I keep saying the science, but you know why? It's not like you're just on this crazy and sometimes journey for no reason. That's why I love things like journaling or meditating, because you're so kind of like you can really go inwards and realize, okay. This is why I'm feeling this way. It's like a meeting with yourself. It's like, okay, what's going on? Let's like take myself out of the situation, zoom out a little bit, and be like, things are okay. Definitely, because I think sometimes when especially you might have it, like you run a business as a founder, you are across quite a lot of things at any one time, and I think
you also then, like you say, you're pregnant, you're a human, you're living this life, you're a daughter, you're going to be a mother, you're a girlfriend. Like, there's so many other things in your life as well. And I think a lot of the time, the spirals, as I like to call them, come on, not because of like one thing in particular, it's because you're just, it's like a juggling act all the time. Yeah. And I think we need to be better. I'm saying this out loud for us both.
Yeah.
We need to be better at just, I need to do this.
This is like a therapy session.
It is. I needed to tell you this. Not trying to do everything all at once. I think it's just like, this is the thing I'm learning. If I'm going to be a daughter, I need to do that one thing really well in that moment. If I'm spending time with my parents, if I'm spending time with my family, just like really leaning into that. But for example, I'm here in Copenhagen, like I'm here with you, I'm all in on that. And I think it's like, instead of just, because I could be sat here thinking, oh, I need to go and do something, or I'm worrying about something else, and it's like, no, I'm going to really just try and be more present and just really like focus my time and focus my energy in on what I'm doing.
Yeah. And it's so right what you're saying. And when we went on that walk, when we were kind of discussing this like feeling of overwhelm, and I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of just like, you're just completely overwhelmed. You can't see the wood from the trees, and you're like, oh, where do I even like start? My parents always say like, one of my old head teachers, she's talked about the elephant, and the elephant took bite-sized chunks. I know. My parents apparently still think I'm 6. No. But they always say, remember the elephant? Bite-sized chunks, like try and work backwards in steps rather than see the whole thing, the whole mountain or whatever. So like just what's in front of you, look at that, go all in. Because otherwise, you're spread so thin, you're not really doing anything 100%. And
it's not really productive because you're spread so thin, because you're like almost too busy focusing on all the things that you've got to do, and you're overwhelming yourself instead of being like, okay, I'm just going to do this one thing.
Exactly, and go all in.
This one bite size.
My friend Lauren, the other day, I heard her say, she was like, I'm not an octopus.
Yes.
She says, I tell my kids that all the time, Mommy's not an octopus. And I was like, I love that.
Is so good.
I know, but she has 3 kids. I'll definitely be using that with my one.
Mommy's not an octopus.
I'll just say that to Casper.
And pizza, pizza and Casper.
But it's true. So what are like the tangible things that you do to deal with that like overwhelmed feeling? Because I don't know how you do it. How big's your team now?
So we are up to around 120.
Oh my God, can you cope?
It's crazy. It's grown a lot. The business is going to be 5 years old this year. It's honestly insane. But I'm not even just saying this. The reason I'm able to do all of the things is because every single one of those people, we would not be able to be doing what we're doing, delivering the products that we're delivering, like creating the experiences, every single area of the business. It would not be possible without the team. And I even see it myself. Because of the team around me, I'm able to be an octopus, because you have those extra hands to help you and to make things happen and to support essentially the mission and the goal, which is obviously for us as a business to simplify beauty and just reach as many people as possible. But it truly, and you'll know this as well, it does take a team, and it's not something that I can do on my own. No.
Yeah. If you were starting now as like a fresh person in the industry, wanted to start a brand, what would be like your first steps? Who would you hire first? Now kind of like looking back, if you were to advise someone that wanted to do a skincare or beauty brand. Okay,
that's helpful. I think if it is a product-based brand, I do think having somebody who you might be someone that knows they want to create a business or is super creative, and I think those aspects are really, really important, especially when it comes to a product-based business, because I think you do need to be able to visualize what it's going to look like. But if you are maybe more on the logistics side and you just know business, that's great too. But I think it's super important to almost have someone that is creating what their business looks like, and that's from every single touch point, whether that's what like your community sees, or whether that's eventually what you might look like online or on social, or what your product actually looks like. I think someone in that role who is able to kind of build a brand essentially, and that is obviously all the visual side of things, is super important. And then another thing I would say, and this is something to do early on, is trying to figure out, and it sounds like such a big job, but I think when the questions you need to ask yourself are like, what is the mission here, essentially, to figure out exactly what kind of brand you are, like what your values are, and essentially what your mission is and what is that end goal. So for example, at Refy, my mission is to simplify beauty. That's kind of where I started. And then from there, that literally influences all of the values that we have in-house. So for example, some of our values are to lead and not follow, to be aspirational but attainable, community first, brand first. Another value is to live, laugh, love. And I just think those values are what almost drives every single decision for me and for the rest of the team. So say we decide that we're going to do a lip gloss that is orange, for example, we'll be thinking, okay, is that community...
By the way, you're the only person that would make that work. I just want to put it out there.
Coming soon? No, I'm joking, it's not.
If you told me to put yellow on my lips, I'd do it.
You would do it, wouldn't you? I feel like that would, even in a creative way, I could make that happen. But no, say it was this orange lip gloss, for example, the first thing we'd be like, ask the team is that community first? Like, is that what the community is wanting? Okay. So
it's almost like every decision you make, you go back to your values.
Definitely.
Check in on the values, because not get lost in the noise.
Absolutely. And I think that really helps you to refine who you are as a brand. And I feel like in this day and age, it's only getting like noisier and noisier. There's so much going on. There's so many amazing brands. And it's really about like just focusing in on what you are and who you are and what you're trying to show. And I think asking yourselves those questions really helps you to stay true to what you're trying to achieve.
I love that. Also for us, one thing that we've been really focused on is just as much as what we are, what we're not.
Yes, exactly. So that's a great way of doing it as well.
And it's almost like these are kind of like what other brands are doing that we are definitely not ever going to do, you know. 100%. Like these are the values we don't share.
Definitely.
And, you know, this is where our direction is headed.
Absolutely.
And this is definitely what we are.
No, I think that's so great. I think if you know what you don't want, it's so much easier to figure out what you do want, and that's probably a really good exercise for people to think about what they to think about what you don't want to be, and it's so much easier than to pull all the areas that you do want to be a part of.
I also think it's really helpful to, I know we keep saying simplifying, but go all in on a very specific direction. It can be so tempting to do all the things.
Yes.
But I love the fact that, for example, like brands that I really admire, like yours and Summer Fridays. I mean, Summer Fridays launched with one product. You launched with one product, right? And I just think having that kind of focus and direction, it's almost sorry, my dog is here. He always has to just get involved with the girlies.
He really wants to play.
I know. Such a proud mum right now.
I know.
So I think that's a really good idea to have, like focus on what you are, but also focus on what you're not.
Yes.
Like for example, for me, I'm not, like, this is just to kind of, I don't really know how to describe this, but I wouldn't say I'm like I can't describe it. Well, the difficulty is with wellness, not the difficulty, but I think sometimes with wellness brands, I see a lot of people focusing maybe on the wrong things, like being a bit trendy or being quite like it girl, which I so understand because the aesthetic and the vibe and everything, but actually for us it's like, no, all we're about is the community and really transforming lives. So always going back to that, creating inner confidence, transforming lives. So
I think it's more like the proof is actually in what you do. Like totally. It's not so much, obviously your aesthetic is beautiful, but it's almost like for example, like me, I couldn't launch a product if it wasn't good. Like the product itself has to be amazing. It has to do all of the things that you're promising. It has to bring people together. It has to do all the things. And obviously the aesthetic on top is like a nice to have.
Exactly.
It's important for brand to set the tone, but really
that's not your starting point.
Exactly. And it's so important that you almost like back up what you're saying with a great service or a great product.
I agree. So how do you, say you have like the busiest day ever, which is pretty much every day, every week. You're here, there, and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
How do you set yourself up for success through your wellness? Because you have really kind of like been on your own wellness journey, and also I feel like you've got hacks and tips and things that you've found along the way that you need to do.
Absolutely.
So what are those things?
Yeah, my biggest thing for me is my morning routine. As I said, if my morning routine isn't my morning, it's not going to be a good day. And I know that's very dramatic, and obviously on the days where I can't do it, say I'm traveling, that's fine, but I need to try and bring in some element of self-care and wellness no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it was you, I feel like it was you, kind of just taught me to really romanticize my wellness, but also romanticize like my self-care. So it doesn't have to fit, and it should be something I do every day. It shouldn't just feel like a luxury that I get to do sometimes. It's something that's a teeny moment in every single day for me now. So for example, my morning routine, I like to wake up usually quite early, just because, as you say, if it's a busy day, the first thing that I'll do is
what kind of time are we saying?
So anywhere between 6 and 7 usually. That'll be like my window, depending on what I have going on that day. Wake up, the first thing that I'll do is actually go and do my journal, just because I like to have a moment to really, or just think about what I'm grateful for, think about what is going to make today a good day, and that really just sets the tone first thing when I wake up before I do anything.
Love that.
Then the next thing that I'll do is I'll go and drink a big glass of water, maybe have some electrolytes. I'll make a tea, and that'll just be like a fennel and dandelion tea, just to...
The best de-bloat combination.
So good. So do that every morning.
If you have like puffiness or anything like that, fennel, dandelion, so good. Which electrolytes do you like?
I like using the Humantra ones.
Nice.
I really
Which
like
flavour?
lime. Have you tried the lime?
It's like lime cordial. It's like my pregnancy.
It's so good. I love
anything tangy and
really?
sour. Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah, I love those. And then the next thing I do is have breakfast. So this is probably within like the first 30 minutes of waking up. I found having breakfast first thing has really helped to, I guess, stabilize my hormones, just set me up to have energy as soon as I wake up and set me up for my day. So breakfast, sorry
to interrupt, but for me, I don't know if it's the same for you, that was the one thing that's made my periods consistent.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. That was the only, honestly, I do think it's obviously an overall thing of just taking better care of myself, thinking a bit more about my nutrition, my wellness, obviously my workouts. But truly, I was waking up and having breakfast the first thing every single day, and then my period came back.
Yeah, so
and
good.
It's
crazy. What are we eating for breakfast?
So it just depends day to day, but I try and make it high protein. I try and get some fibre in there, some fats. So it might just be like eggs, avocado, some fruit. It could then be yogurt, some berries, chia pudding, porridge. I'm just kind of my fave thing right now is some Greek yogurt with just seasonal berries. I've been loving blackberries right now. That's a new thing for me.
Nice.
Raspberries, blueberries, a little bit of homemade granola, some peanut butter and honey, and it's just oof.
Yum. We literally just had that before we
recorded. So good.
Blackberries is the
so
best.
good. Yum.
Something about a yogurt bowl. I'm obsessed with watching people make yogurt bowls on
Same.
TikTok.
And do you know what? It feels again like you just said, romanticizing.
It's a
so I'm
bowl.
there like, just put my granola here, and
and it's homemade, and I just made it on a Sunday.
Yeah, and I just feel wholesome and great, and it just and you find it sounds so ridiculous, but when you're fueling yourself with good food, you feel so good. You are what you eat. You feel so good.
100%. And also the fact that you're putting time into yourself is an act of self-respect. And also self-love. Like I know
self-respect. I love that.
But it's like your respect. Like imagine you had your boyfriend over, your friend over, like you would make such an effort for them if you were like hosting or whatever.
Definitely.
Like why don't we do that for ourselves?
And
once you do start to do those for yourselves, those moments for yourself, you really kind of like ritualize the normal moments which feel really sacred before your day begins. Especially if you're running to different meetings throughout the day, you feel like you've had like a moment to yourself.
Definitely.
And you've like nourished.
Well, this is it, and it's literally like it doesn't even have to be long. Just an hour or so in the morning, it just really does set me up for the day. So breakfast, and the next thing I do will be a workout. So I will, of course, the kind of workouts that I like to do weights, so just some weight training. I literally just have weights in my apartment, so if it's like a busy morning, I can just quickly do something, just trying to move as much as I can, And then of course, Pilates by Bryony. That is something that I do every single week, and I love it so much. And the reason...
we're going to save your favourites to this challenge.
Oh my god, amazing.
So whatever workouts are your favourites are
okay, literally, I know the ones. They're probably like in my search bar.
Exactly.
I know my like go-to. Do you know what, that's the thing? I think I found, obviously I love trying like, well, joining onto your challenges and just trying the new ones all the time. But I feel like I've just got my go-tos. For, say I've got 10 minutes, I know which one I'm clicking on. Like I could not make it easier for myself if I tried. Like my laptop's out. Even the night before, sometimes I'll even choose it before I go to bed.
That.
So I literally just got to go open it.
Yes, kind of like you want to avoid decision fatigue.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, in the morning, because you're a bit like, like you create.
Because you don't know how you're going to feel.
Yeah.
You could wake up and you could feel like the best day ever.
Yeah.
You might want to do everything, but sometimes we're humans. You might wake up and be like, oh, I'm a bit tired today. I don't really feel like doing that. But really, if my laptop is on the side, ready to go, I just press play.
Sometimes those little, because like we don't feel motivated, like this whole motivation versus discipline thing. Motivation comes and goes, but if you have that discipline and you create systems that help you towards being disciplined, for example, you choosing your workout, I write it in my accountability section in the journal night before. So if I write something in that journal, like
it's happening.
Yeah, I it will annoy me so much. Really, like it will upset me if I can't do it.
Same as me.
So yeah, that's like my promise to myself. But yeah, I love that. Sorry, go on.
No, it's good. And then I would do obviously a workout, whether that's Pilates or weights, and then after that, that's when I have a shower, get ready, start doing my skincare. I love to do like a little bit of a gua sha in the morning, just to help to depuff the face. Of course, I'll go in with like a full face of Refy, and obviously if it's like a no makeup day, I'll just use a few products, like the skin prep products, maybe a bit of brow tint, a bit of blur liner on the lip, or I'll do a full face, and then that'll literally be me for the day. And I feel like those steps are so simple, but they really do make me feel so good. And then obviously the next thing that I hope I get to do is just go straight outside, whether it's wherever I'm heading, just getting out. And actually that's one thing I've started doing, and hoping I can do it more into the winter, is when I wake up to have my water and my tea. I'm really lucky where I live, the sunlight just comes straight to the kitchen, so I can literally just go, I literally open the window and I just look at it, just take it in.
Better than
I know,
sunlight
it's so good. So that's part of my routine as well.
Okay,
but as I said, I feel like the routine's really simple.
Yeah.
So it's doable for me every single day, and it fits into whatever I'm doing or wherever I am as well.
And so one of your tips would be to put it on your laptop beforehand.
100%.
Do you have any other consistency tips or any kind of like...
Yes. I will also get my activewear outfit out the night before. It's literally in my dressing room on the side, so I haven't even got to mess around and try and find a set. I can just pop it straight on. So that's something I love to do. Also, if you I mean, sometimes I love a pajama workout, especially at the moment. Sometimes definitely. I'm like pajamas, eye patches, love that
thing. But sometimes if you need that extra like boost and you put in a fresh set on, you're like, yes, we're doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your go-to brands to wear?
I actually really love Lululemon.
Same.
Yeah, I actually really love Tala. Tala have great leggings, great tops.
Last time we were together, you were wearing a Tala set. I loved it.
Yeah, so nice. I love their leggings. What else do I love? I feel like those two are my favourites, really. I'm trying to think. Oh, I do like Honor Active as well. There's some really nice pieces. Yeah. It's Chrissy's brand is gorgeous.
I feel like she's got a really nice bra, sports bra,
definitely. And she's just launched some really nice like running shorts almost, and that's not really me, but they look really cool, so I might have to try those.
Okay, those are good tips. So consistency. And what about if you're not feeling motivated, if you're just like in a bit of a slump? Like I feel over the summer the health and wellness starts to dip a little bit. And then obviously we've just had September by the time this launches. Like for example, if you are like, okay, I've been traveling, I've been slightly lax on my routine, like I need to go all in. What do you do?
I feel like, this is probably a really boring answer, but I think it is literally just coming back to that morning routine, because obviously it's just been summer, as you said. It's been a great summer. I was so lucky to travel, do amazing things, but that routine didn't really stick, if I'm honest with you. And I think it is just like, okay, some things have to give sometimes, and I truly do think it's important to have that balance, because obviously that morning routine is what enables me to be great every day and be my best self every day, and that's super important. But sometimes I can almost just don't want to put that pressure on myself to have to do that all the time. So it is about having that kindness and that grace with yourself. But when I come back and I'm like, right, let's just do it, I'm the type of person the same as you. Like, I'll write things down. That, to me, if I'm writing down, like, we're back in this routine, this is what we're doing this amount of steps, this for breakfast, so and so, that really helps me to just acknowledge that promise, and I'll make sure I do it because it's written down, essentially. Or I'll look at what I have coming up, and say if I know I've been traveling a lot, I'll make sure that I maybe have a couple of days at home just to regroup and to be able to get back into that routine. And that's exactly what I've done, is just to allow myself to get back that consistency. And maybe a good tip as well is, like, I spoke to you, I was like, I'm not feeling so good right now, I need to really get back into a routine, get back to feeling good. And you're like, okay, my accountability partner, you're like, okay, right, this challenge is starting, so do this, and you need to eat this, and you need to try some of that, and go and see this person, this is going to help you. And I think it is about having someone there that you can speak to in those times, to be like, to rally you and be like, come on,
we've got
and then
this.
Look at me, I'm back on track. So
I know. And also, don't you find, like, we have these moments where we're so down on ourselves, and then honestly it takes like 2-3 days of being in routine, and you're like,
I'm fine,
what was I stressing about? And you almost, like, it's such a shame, because I feel like that kind of stress of being off routine makes us slightly not enjoy those really fun moments. Do you know what I mean? And it's a shame, because whenever we do get back into routine, as I said, 2-3 days is all it takes, and you're like, why was I worrying? I feel great, and I'm just getting back to it, and life ebbs and flows. And I think this is why it's so good to have those kind of like accountability partners. We always talk about it, and I just think also it makes wellness fun, rather than, like, everything you're doing to do with wellness is so individual. So like, even what we're suggesting now, like, if that's not your thing, then you know inside, like, what is your thing. So everything to do with health and wellness needs to feel really good. It needs to make you have that inner confidence, and it needs to be able to fit into your life seamlessly.
Exactly.
So I think if you can make it fun and social as well, it's even better. So if you can do like a WhatsApp group with your friends, or maybe at work, like I spoke to one of our subscribers, and she was like, my whole office has like a Pilates by Bryony like meet up a couple of times a week.
No, that's so good.
I know, we use one of the meeting rooms and do like a little workout together.
I love that.
I know, how cute.
See, that's fun.
I know, and then you're like, you feel you're being social. You're not kind of like giving things up to fit in.
Definitely. And I think there's always that, I always say to people, I'm like, I need more wholesome friends. Like, I love all of my friends, but obviously, like, I think we're in that time of where your friends are like, let's go for like dinner and drinks, and we still do all of those things. This is why I miss you when you're not in London.
I know.
We still do all of those things because it's so important to like live life and have fun.
100%.
But I almost just want to have more friends that are like, let's just like go to the sauna, and like let's just do like go for a walk. Those,
I know,
those activities.
You need a bit of both. Like,
you do.
For example, on my hen do that you girls arranged, we did like the craziest day and night, non-stop margaritas. I honestly think I had maybe 12 margaritas.
I remember looking at you, and there was just nothing behind the eyes.
And then the next morning, we're waking up, we've got the eye patches, we've got the electrolytes, we're having a spa day, we're getting fresh air.
It was so good. I loved that.
Honestly,
so fun.
Post baby,
we just need to get it booked in the diary.
I was saying to Catherine earlier, like, I want to go big.
Bigger than the hen, bigger than the birthday, the biggest yet.
This is our moment, girls.
I'm frightened. I'm scared.
A bit nervous. He's like, yeah, but you'll actually have a baby then. I'm like, yeah, I know. Anyway, okay, let's finish on a quick fire round to just squeeze all the juice out of you. Okay, what's the book that you've read lately where you're like, ooh, that's kind of like shifted your mindset in some way?
The book I've read lately, this one actually, I don't feel like this is very wellness, but it has shifted my mindset. It was Matthew McConaughey's Green Light book. Have you read it?
He is everything.
A delight.
I haven't read it, but I feel I've read it because I've seen so many clips of it.
I mean, do you know what? You could probably read it in a day because it's just like that easy to digest.
So wise.
Yeah, so wise, and it's all the life experiences. And I think obviously, if you've read the book, you'll know, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's just very, very positive, and I just love how he looks at life and the experiences that he's had, and yeah, it's just really empowering. So
the way he speaks is just like everything is profound.
Yes.
Casper tried to reference him in his speech at the wedding, and I'm not sure.
I forgot about that. I forgot.
All right.
I think I blanked that out.
We blanked that out. But yeah, he's amazing. Okay, great. Any podcasts you listened to lately that have done the same?
Yes, actually.
Ooh, tell me.
The one you told me to listen to the other day. You told me to listen to Grace, Beverly, and Emma Greed.
Oh yes.
I loved it. I listened to it.
It was really good, wasn't it?
It was so good. I've actually sent it to my business partner. I sent it to my boyfriend. I sent it to a few people because
a good one,
I feel like there was obviously both incredible women, but there was actually just so many little lessons. Not even as a founder, just in life. I just thought it was really, really good. And
I've listened to Emma my bestie Ems.
Yeah. Ems, if you're listening.
Emma Greed.
Yeah.
Mrs. Emma Greed. She on a few podcasts, and she's amazing, but I feel like Grace, I don't know, there was different nuggets in that one.
Oh really? I mean? Yeah.
Okay, that's a really good one.
Yes.
And what's the one piece of wellness advice that you would give?
Wellness advice that I would give, I think it is about finding your routines. Routines for me have been game changing. Yeah. And I think we're in this era of like a 20-step morning routine, wake up at 2 a.m. and do all the things. No, like your morning routine, it can take you 20 minutes. Like, is that 5 minutes of journaling? Is it breakfast? And is it walking for 5 minutes?
Yeah,
if
finding
that's the case,
what are the things that matter, like make the most difference.
Yeah, you can do a few things, but even the time thing, and I say about your app all the time, I can fit it in. There's no reason for me to say, oh, I haven't been able to do it today. Because I could do 5 minutes if I wanted to.
Exactly.
So it's like, and it might not even be that. Find what is your thing that's like 5 minutes that is a non-negotiable, whether it is just having a moment to yourself.
Yeah. And it might be in the evening, like some people.
Definitely.
Love that. Last quick fire is what's your one business tip?
My one business...
Or time management or something kind of like founder-ish.
I would just say hire people that are better than you, and I think obviously when you're in the luxury to be able to hire people, that is a game changer. Honestly, having a team that not only believes in your mission but is so aligned with your values, but when I say that, aligned with your values with you personally, but also the business's values, it's so important because everyone needs to be on the same page, heading in the same direction. But not only that, hiring people that are better than you are only going to transform your business times 100.
Make you level up.
Oh, absolutely. And there's things I'm learning every single day. I constantly am asking questions and being like, what does that mean? Oh, can you show me how to do that? It's making me a better person. 100%. It's making everyone in the business a better person. And I think it is just about that mentorship and allowing people to grow as well internally is only just going to progress the business. Yeah.
Great one. Love that. Okay, so should we just talk about the challenge a little bit?
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, so it launches on Monday the 6th of October.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It's going to be so good. Jess Hunt for Pilates by Bryony, launching on the 6th of October. It is Jess's world in the app.
Yes.
Like you're stepping into your wellness world. It's
going to be
weeks.
My fave workouts in the app. Obviously, there's going to be ones that me and you are filming, which I'm so excited for.
I know.
And we've obviously decided what those are going to be, but it just feels super aligned to me and workouts that I do all the time anyway. And then also we're going to do some of my fave recipes.
Yes, definitely. We're doing all the things, mindfulness, recipes, like your go-to. I want all of your saved lists.
Yeah,
putting that into the challenge. And then we're bringing both of our communities together, which I'm really excited about.
I'm so excited.
So
it's going to be incredible.
So thank you so much for this episode.
Thank you.
This has been so fun.
I know, it's been so nice. I've loved this. Thank you.
Okay guys, so thank you so much for listening. If you want to join our challenge, we have a 7-day free trial, so give it a go, and we're so excited to see you there, and thank you again for just being the best community ever.